Terrible news all around in here for ticker symbol MLTX. That's going to be MoonLake, just basically worst case scenario for this company, especially when it's coming over the weekend, right? Off of test results in here. So down 90% on the day, down 55.74. Now, what do you do with something that just drops like this, right? So you have basically no volatility for 2 years, and then all of a sudden just through the floor, however you want to see it, down in the basement, all the way down here, and you're in the single digits now. Well, what we're going to do in here, instead of, I mean, we can put fib retracement tools or things like that on, but your fib levels are still going to be very far off, right? So it's not really going to help us near term. So what we're going to do in here is we're not going to really mark anything, but we're just going to wait for the options chain to come to us, right? Because your lowest calls and puts right now are sitting at 17.5. Let's let SIBO do their thing. Let's get the $5 to $10 in here. We might even start putting weeklies in here. That is going to be the kind of the question. If there's a lot of volatility, are they going to give us a near term expiration date to play with in here? That's going to be the question, because right now you're sitting in the October monthlies, right? So when you have just a pickup in volatility like this, you're going to have an expansion, especially of volatility, and also an expansion of your options chain. So let's just sit. Let's see if we can get something in the 5-10s, something like that. Let's see if we can get something near term, and then we'll go play it accordingly. But I mean, everything's cheap right now, but you're really far away from being at the money, right? So that's why we're going to kind of wait and let SIBO kind of dictate what we can play with first. Then we can look at the volume, the open interest, and things like that. But just on the technical side, what are we going to do in here? I don't have anything marked. So we're just going to look $5 increments going up, right? So we're sitting right now in the $6 handle. So about 625. We're going to be looking at 10, 15, 20, and then 25 is going to be our big level in here. That is where our Bollinger Bands, or lower band, is sitting for our Bollinger Bands in here. So that is going to be a level that we're going to keep an eye on. Above there, we're going to be looking at this 200 SMA. This is all in the weekly chart in here. So those are the two key levels that we're going to look at. But to get up to them, it's going to take a while. And we're going to be looking at $5 increments, just walking our way up in here, right? So that's kind of what our plan is. Overall, we're going to see how we open tomorrow, what kind of options are going to be available to us when market opens. Are we going to get that $5 and the $10 range? Then that's something that we can play with, right? 17.5, that's not really going to do us any good because the calls are sitting at 15. Why would we want to buy a call at 15 when it's only going to go up to 10? We're still out of the money, right? So let's let SIBO do its thing in here. Let's see if we can get some volatility. Overall, that's kind of just what we're doing, right? So we're not going to bank on just good news coming out. We're not going to bank on this thing just ripping up higher and going to fill this gap up to the 55 range, 53 range here by next week, right? That's just not going to happen. But until then, we're just going to be watching those $5 increments down here, 25 and 30, 33. That's going to be levels for us to watch in here. And then overall, we're just going to wait for the options chain to give us something that we can play with that's going to benefit us, and it's going to be cheaper overall on us and give us higher probabilities. So that is what we're looking at in MLTX.